Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. In the last video, we began the quest to rid Foundry of the Beast, a supposedly very large and extremely dangerous and apparently impervious or invulnerable creature, similar in stature and structure to the bladelings that we were killing when we were there. We captured a borer, and we also grabbed some blades, and we're bringing them to Southgate Station. I realized at the end of the last episode that I wanted to come over here to Camp Harthor, so we are here, actually, in order to learn something that Edgar wants to teach us. First, though, we're going to eat some Rat Barbecue because my effect expired. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Welcome back, Gabriel. Good to see you again. You wanted to teach me how to be a better hunter. Yes, you improved our lives, to put it mildly, so the least I could do to thank you is sharing some of our hunting techniques with you. Although you were one capable hunter already, I'm sure you'll get the hang of this quickly. You ready? Well done. You're a fast learner. Use this knowledge well. And we earned a feat, everyone. Hunter. Increases the damage dealt to critters with crossbows, knives, and spears by 20%. Not very useful, if I'm being honest. In fact, it's practically useless. But it will do enough damage, I think, with our kukri, that we will hopefully one-hit the burrowers from now on. I think it might be a little more useful feat if it was like increases the chance of you getting loot from critters that you kill by 20%. Or something to that effect. This way you would have a higher chance of getting, like, cave hopper leather from cave hoppers. And getting the gizzard bits from the worms, as opposed to just doing 20% more damage to them, since they mostly die in one hit anyway. But again, I cannot mod this game. This game is not conducive to doing so. It's not easy to do so. So, no, unfortunately there's no way to do it, at least not yet. And I don't think the developer, in this case, plans on making the game moddable. Which is fine. That's their game. That's their game. Anyway, let's get back to this. So we are here at Southgate Station in order to talk to Quentin and see what he knows about the blade that we have and the borer that we have. And while we're here, we might as well visit all the normal places as well. So let's stop by the Agronomy and Pens first. Stop in and talk to Quentin first. Forget something. Let's barter. And he has not reset his inventory, but I'm going to grab some magnesium powder while I'm here. Quentin, I wanted to ask you about some odd creatures that are plaguing Foundry at the moment. Thought you might know something. Wow. Thought you might know something. Foundry? Sure. Can you describe these creatures to me? There are these highly aggressive quadruple creatures, most easily recognized by shells made of rock with metallic blades protruding from their backs. Ever seen anything like that? Never, but it sounds really intriguing. I remember it, that's for sure. If you could bring me some part of the creature or a live specimen, then I'd be more than happy to share anything I could learn with you. I have a piece of the rock creature right here, actually. Let me see. Quentin inspects the piece you gave him. Fascinating. As if you detached this from a piece of machinery and not a living, breathing creature. This is from its back, right? Is that what you said? Yes. Judging by the placement, their function is purely a defensive one. A few of these might be found on the tail, but considering how short it is, I doubt its effectiveness as an offensive weapon. Yes, but Do you have any information on its predators, if any? What kind of predator would it take for a creature to develop these quite unprecedented defense mechanisms? What eats a creature encased in a rock shell and is covered with metal spikes, huh? I haven't seen any predators or noticed signs thereof. What if they are at the top of the food chain? If they're fungivores, then perhaps, as it would be hard to imagine creatures of such weight. And they have to be heavy, built like this, chasing down or ambushing their prey? Natural selection would not favor them, I don't think. But again, why the shell, the blades? I mean, it could be a way to attract females, as using vast resources to impress one is not uncommon in the animal world, or the human world, but it's still a bit too far-fetched. No, I don't think that is the case here. Back to the blade in hand. Well, this is what I can tell you about the creature by looking at this. So, they have a primarily defensive purpose, just like what we talked about. Now, I see no cavities or canals or nerves or blood vessels to go through or accommodate any kind of organic matter. To illustrate what I mean, I'll take our very own bones as an example. We grow our bones through a process called ossification. Do you know what that is? Yes. Specialized cells produce calcium, which synthesizes bones. Exactly. Now, bone tissue is usually composed of a mineral matrix, which contains these cells, and bones themselves are composed of approximately 70% mineral content. This blade here, this is one solid piece of metal. No organic matter whatsoever, no porosity, and no traces that just grew out of a living being. How does it grow then? That I don't know. Tooth enamel, for instance, is almost completely made of hydroxylapatite, or some other word I can't pronounce, a kind of calcium phosphite, with the rest being water and a hint of organic matter. Emenol is formed within the gums before the tooth grows out, so there's a possibility that this blade is formed within the shell and grows out later. But how? I don't know. Right now I can only make speculations. Here, take this blade back. If you want to test its composition, better have that done by someone, well, someone who is not a biologist, that's for sure. A smile lifts up his mask slightly. If you can bring me any other part of the creature, or a live specimen, then we have ourselves a winner. This, however, I'm sorry. This is all very fascinating in any case. I understand. I'd like to change the subject to something new. Okay. About those creatures, by the way. There are these worm-like things, with weird heads shaped like small drills. Drills? I've seen a fair share of odd beings, but one with a drill forehead? Never in my lifetime. Could you catch one if that's possible? I'd love to take a look at the creature. And if you too need some answers, or else you... Oh. And you too need some answers, or else you wouldn't be talking to me in the first place, right? I do have one captured. Quentin expects the creature as it squirms inside the crate. As soon as it spots him, the creature begins thrashing about, occasionally stopping to aim its head at him and screech in an act of desperate intimidation. Now this is what I'm talking about! I'd like to take a look at it. Anything I should know before opening the crate? How dangerous is it? You've got nothing to worry about. I handled it with my bare hands. He carefully grabs the creature, holding it firmly as it wriggles in his hands. He takes a good look at it, charmed by its oddity and alien form, before he turns to you. Please wait while I examine it. This won't take long. The creature suddenly makes a few powerful motions, wailing its unheld ends, and shakes Quentin's upper body, and prompting him to even spread his legs a bit in order to maintain proper balance. He is able to control it, however. This one's a fighter! You wait while Quentin completes his examination, observing him as he performs it with great focus and care. How after only a few minutes, he makes it seem as if he had been handling these creatures for years. Slowly and steadily, he finishes the examination. He places the creature back into its mobile jail, turns to you, but only to inform you that he needs to leave to do one more test. The two are gone for a while. Soon he returns to you with a genuine smile on his face, overflowing with excitement. He wastes no time. I'm back, Gabriel. Hope you didn't fall asleep while waiting for me. You seem happy. I hope you've got something for me. You'll see. First, without dissecting the creature, which I would never do without consulting you, I can tell you a couple of things I've learned so far. Their heads do appear to be used for actual drilling. Even though I haven't been able to see it in action yet, obviously, the combination of the unique shape of the head and the surprisingly powerful musculature makes me feel that it engages its whole body during the process. Maybe it, say, rotates itself in short bursts, or maybe it coils up and releases the energy in that manner. I'm just speculating. What is a fact, though, is that the head is very, very tough, so I have no doubt that it can bore through hard material without much of an issue. As for the rest of the creature's body, it is segmented and has a decently thick skin covered in what appear to be very soft, delicate scales, or at least something similar to it, as in snakes. It probably helps them move, possibly to retain moisture too. The skin is also highly sensitive, which makes sense for a creature limited in ways it can acquire information about its environment. There are a few other details about it, but those are quite minor and uninteresting. Now, what I did was a quick superficial examination. I need to dissect the creature to really tell you more about its anatomy. However, I saved the good stuff for last. I decided to do some psi readings. That's why I left the room earlier, and the readings were off the charts. In fact, the creature exhibits a psi signature so strong that I'm surprised it does not have some defensive psi abilities at its disposal. However, the signature is also incredibly complex, and I'm not ashamed of telling you, even I am having problems interpreting it. He shrugs. I'm afraid that analyzing it is well above my skill level, but I'm absolutely 100% positive that understanding that psi signature will not only help you on your, for lack of a better word, quest, but also pave way to engrossing scientific discoveries. For those of us who care, if nothing else. So there. That is all I have for you. That's all very interesting. Regarding the psi signature, do you know anyone I can take this larva to? Well, as far as psi in general is concerned, Ezra is the top expert in Southgate Station, so he's the right person to bring this critter to. If he can't help you, then you're stuck. Yeah, well, he hands the crate back to you. Here. Captivating little thing this is, and feisty. I'll bring this to him then. Thank you. We'll swing by Big Brett really quick. I don't think he sells mushrooms, but if he does, I'd be interested in purchasing a lily poppy or two from him. He does not. Okay, so let's go to the engineering labs. We'll find Ezra here. And I'm going to stop by Harold really quick again. I don't think he'll be able to tell me anything about the blades. But maybe he can. Nope. And he is selling... Oh, he recycled his inventory! Since I was here last, which I should have expected. Wow, lots of super crossbow super string. But we don't need any of it. I think, though, while we're here, I'll pick up a few more boots. Souls, sorry. Ezra? Gabriel? Could you take a look at this for me? Ezra looks at the restless creature, now at the apex of its aggravation. He focuses on it in silence, and as moments pass, the creature becomes more and more calm. Slowly but surely, it reaches a point of complete tranquility and motionlessness, on account of which one could easily mistake it for being dead. Ezra? Where did you find this creature? In a mine in Foundry. Interesting. And are there any other creatures living among or in close proximity to these? Yes, creatures with shells made of rock that have metallic blades on their backs. Those are the only ones, as far as I know. I see. Another adaptation. It makes sense. And you, why are you so interested in this subject? Foundry is having difficulties with those creatures, as they are infesting their mine. But the real problem is the beast, a creature identical to what I've just described, but much larger, tougher, and much meaner. As yet, there doesn't seem to be an apparent way to kill it. The creature, because of its heavy armor, is practically invulnerable, and nearly all who face it lost their lives. So you want to find a way to kill it. Very well. I understand everything now. I will tell you what you need to know. The creature you brought me is actually the larval form of a rock creature that you described. As strange as that may seem, yes, these are their larvae. I've encountered them in the past, in different forms though. Regardless, I can help you find this adaptation's weakness. But for that, you will have to bring me some part of the creature to analyze. Try to bring me a piece of its shell, or back blades if you can. If not, then bring whatever you're able to acquire. I have a piece of one right here. Let me see it. I will be right back. Just as I suspected. Yes, I managed to analyze the composition of this impure chromium blade, and I emphasize this because over 90% of this is indeed chromium. But you knew that already. However, what you didn't know is that this is the other 10% that is differentiate vermin from a walking apocalypse. Foundry is very unfortunate in having their surrounding rock made up of some of the hardest minerals in nature, for it is these materials which together form the living armor of these creatures. And I am not just talking about their shell. No, it is their whole bodies which are comprised of these metals and minerals, albeit in varying quantities depending upon the section, of course. Chromium is in itself a resistant metal, but its strength lies in its high heat resistance. The rest of the materials serve to counteract mechanical forces acting upon the organism. It appears that in small creatures, this robustness can be overcome by conventional means, if barely. In the beast, I'd suggest you return to Foundry and tell them to collapse the cave where it lives and abandon them altogether. But that isn't an option, or else you wouldn't be here. Luckily, there is a way. By my calculations, and I've taken all the approximate constituent elements found inside the sample into consideration, the temperature necessary to melt these creatures' shells should be at least 2,500 degrees centigrade. Ironically, considering chromium is practically the essence of these creatures, this seems to be the most realistic way to defeat it, as Foundry is likely to have some means, be it a furnace or something else, which can melt chromium, hence producing temperatures this high. What about plasma weapons? How come these are inefficient against the beast when plasma can reach insane temperatures? When all molecules are ionized, yes, plasma can reach, theoretically, temperatures in the range of billions of degrees. However, most conventional plasma weapons we have today use plasma where only a fraction of gas molecules are ionized. There are three primary reasons for this. First one is a technological limitation. The second is power consumption, and the third is the fact that the shooter does not want to be evaporated together with everything else around him when firing this weapon. How come you know so much about these creatures? Knowledge like this does not arrive with merely encountering something. I learned quite a few things throughout the years. There are bits and pieces of knowledge and history everywhere you look, and over time, some things simply accumulate. Does Biocorp have anything to do with it? I may have come across some of their research. It is hard to remember. So it seems that I'm going to need a way to lure the beast into Foundry and kill it there. Anything you can do to help me with that luring part. And what will you do once it's in Foundry? Do you have a plan? Foundry has this old large smelting furnace near the mine entrance. I could use it to pour molten metal onto the beast and kill it. That seems plausible. I happen to know from previous research how these creatures communicate. With the larval form you brought me, I think I will be able to create a device which you will be able to use to summon the creature. At least it should. Should? This is an improvised device that I'm making out of components I have at hand. Things can go awry. Maybe it'll summon the creature you want. Maybe it'll summon something else. You won't know until you press the button. Making the device shouldn't take long, though. I believe I already have all the necessary components right here. Wait some more, would you? He returns with the gift he promised. Here it is. Try your best not to disturb the larva within the device too much. You need it to be alive for the device to function properly. While we're here, we'll take a look and see what Ezra has to trade. He'll buy something. Ezra can occasionally have decent quality electrical components on him. Sometimes. I think mostly it's psychic items he possesses that go up in quality, but I think you can occasionally get something else as well. Unfortunately, today, it looks like he's a... Oh, well, you know what? We're still going to take those advanced repair kits. I'd like it to make it an even trade. Thank you, Ezra. So, when I take Weaponsmith, my plan will be to put 2 points in the Weaponsmith as well, giving us a plus 1, I think 1 more percent or 2 more percent. I think it's 0.5 crit per point you put into that. Hold on. I'm gonna look at my build really quick. So if I go to here and I load my final form, yes, only 2 points in it. So we'll have a 6% chance to crit with the a 6% extra chance to crit with the hammer I plan on making. I plan to make a thunder hammer. Electrical damage will be added to it. And so that will mean that we will not be using mechanical repair kits to repair it. He is not... Oh, he hasn't even recycled his inventory since we saw him last time. Okay. So in other words, I'm going to need electrical repair kits, and many of them. And fortunately or unfortunately, electronical devices, they're never worth the scrap for breaking them down, because most electronical or energy weapons, they're worth so much money, so much more money than breaking down for just a handful of electronic scraps. Like, significantly more money. So you will almost never see me break down an electrical item of some sort. Unlike I do with knives or sledgehammers, metal armor and helmets, or leather armors, etc. And while we're here, we'll stop by Leonie and see if she's recycled again. I don't think she has, though. I think she will automatically upon us defeating the beast. Yeah, she is not. Okay, so the next step we need to do... Actually, we can defeat the beast right now. I'm pretty sure we're able to do so. Oh, nice, we gained quite a few experience points from doing that as well. I think I would like to clear out the rest of Foundry's bladelings, while I'm here. Oh, actually, no. Let's go and try killing the beast. Because after that, we can make Super Steel. And then I'll have an excuse to pay for Super Steel. And then I can go kill the beast bladelings while I'm waiting for that to complete. Oh. We have to talk, I think, with the mayor first. Yep, not talking. Sorry, everyone. I don't have a lot to talk about at this exact moment. Let's go in here and say hello to the mayor. What is it now? About the mind creatures. Yes, got any useful information. I have learned more about the beast and how to defeat it. Oh, I'm all ears. The creature is highly resistant to both mechanical forces as well as high temperatures. From what I've learned, our best way to defeat it is to use extreme heat. Temperatures of over 2,500 degrees centigrade should be enough to melt its shell and kill the creature. Heat. Oh, I know what you're trying to say. You want to lure the creature inside the metalworks and try to kill it with molten metal. Is that correct? And I even have a way to lure it there. That would be a high-risk operation. The creature could go on a rampage if let into Foundry, not to mention that the smaller creatures will most likely follow it. Yes, that is what I was about to say. And even if you could somehow lure it in, none of the working furnaces can produce temperatures of that magnitude, besides the smaller ones we use for melting chromium, but those are simply too small. Look, we are really thankful for your help, really. But the plan you're proposing is just too risky. We need another way. What about the large smelting furnace near the mine? I was thinking of perhaps using it to kill the beast. That piece of junk! Please, that thing's been causing us more harm than good lately. It's been drawing power like a train load of coil spiders, and even caused a blackout in half the foundry. Just recently completely broke down, and we won't bother fixing it for now, if ever. Forget about that piece of junk, and do not listen to Bernard. Don't. Alright then. Yes, I talked to the Faceless. You talked to them. What did you find out? They are looking for some kind of item, something that means a lot to them, but it turned out that this item wasn't in Foundry. After talking to them about it, they got into their tunneler and left. Interesting. You will need to stay alert, as it could be some kind of ruse, but the fact that they weren't hostile to you is not a bad indicator by all means. You did well. Here's your reward. Nice, another 1,500 experience points. Maybe we will level up from this. I don't think so, but we would level up shortly thereafter. So, as far as I'm aware, I think there might be 2 ways left to you to defeat the beast. You can collapse the mine. That's right, there's 3 ways. 4 ways. 4 ways? 4 ways. You can collapse the mine. This doesn't end well for Foundry, but it's an option to at least stop the beast from demolishing this place if it ever decides to attack. Number 2, you can talk to Bernard anyway. Get the furnace repaired, lure the beast there, and kill it there. This is what I plan to do. Finally, I think you can actually kill it. Or you used to be able to. But I think it required, like, chemical pistols or something special like that, where it would still take damage. Or, like, a poison or something to that effect. I walked in here because I thought we could... Oh, we can. We can have Sabin help us in the battle that will happen now. Yeah, I remember that there was a few posts, I think, on the Underrail forums that it was possible, at least at some point, for the player to actually fight and kill the beast. I don't think we can do it. I think it's immune to all the damage we can inflict. We might... Maybe if we had a high-level energy hammer, if that's even a thing we could create, maybe we would be able to defeat it with that. But we don't have that. And to be honest, I don't have the time to wait for that to happen either. Because we would need to be super high level in order to have access to that equipment. And I want the beast dead now. What you need? May I ask how high this furnace can go temperature-wise? Oh, Gloria's very hot. I think she can go up to 3,000, even 3,500 degrees centigrade. Yeah, that's a lot, trust me. She could melt anything. You would die. Being, I think, that close to that amount of heat. Good God. You would have to wear some sort of special coolant suit. I even told the mayor the same thing, but he doesn't believe me. He told me to shut my tick hole because he thinks I'm making it up to convince him to fix her. Damn him. I, too, spoke to the mayor recently about related things. And all I can say is that I share your sentiment. Damn him. How about I help you repair the furnace? You mean Gloria? Yeah, that'd be awesome, but hold on. Why would you want to do that? Why is it important to you? I needed to kill the large beast from the mine. Wow. That's going to be quite a challenge, but look, if you can help me fix my Gloria, she'll show you what she's capable of. Now, I'll explain what Gloria suffers from, at least what I think the problem is. You see, there's something wrong with the electrode power regulation system that's being controlled through this console. Before Gloria broke down, she started drawing so much power from the system it caused a blackout in nearly half the foundry. I don't think it's the problem with the console, but the unit itself, but nothing I try seems to work. Muck. Mind if I take a look? Okay, just be gentle. Wow, you did it! She's alive! We did it together. I couldn't have done it all alone. Nah, you did all the hard work. If it wasn't for you, I'd still be sweating here trying to fix her. My dear Gloria, is it ready to be used? You can't wait to see Gloria in action? I want to see her too, to tell you the truth. But the thing is, you need to load her with some ore and start the melting process. We went through most of our supplies after the mine was closed, so chances are you're going to have to go into the mine. Any ore rich in metal should do the trick. You can use the cart system to help carry all that around. I know what to do. Go for it. And what we do is call the minecart back here with our 40 or so chromium bars that are in it, and we unload it into this pit. While we're here, might as well drop the others off as well. Okay, that will begin loading all the metal into the system. And while that's doing that, we'll go back and talk to Sabin and see if he's interested in joining us with this. Actually, we should turn. I think we have to turn the processor on first. Initiate the melting process. I think we go back over here, we tell him it's done. Then we go and get Sabin. We can tank, and Sabin will help us. He's actually, I think he has a .44 Magnum with him, so it will damage the creatures. That should be enough. She's now loaded and ready. When you're ready to pour the molten metal onto the beast, just pull the lever to the right and watch it burn. I just have one more question for you. How are you going to get the beast to come here? I don't think it can simply go and ask it. I have a device that will attract the beast to the furnace. Good. So I see you got everything worked out. Well, Gloria's ready, but since I'm pretty darn sure there's going to be some heavy fighting when the beast comes, I'm just gonna stay at a safe distance. Ain't much of a fighting man anyway. I do more harm than good. After all, I'm sure the Foundry Guard's going to be here to help you. You're not doing this on your own for sure. Anyway, good luck and don't die. So, let us go to Sabin. We'll take this as an excuse to walk through the mine and see if the borers have respawned. I don't think they have yet. And no. Well, actually, I don't think they're in this area anyway. Yes? Would you like to help me kill the beast? The question is completely redundant. Yes, I will help you kill the beast. I'm guessing someone came up with a decent plan to kill it, right? We're gonna use the large smelting furnace to kill it. Liquidation. That's even worse death than I had imagined. Great. I'll join the rest of the Foundry Guard at the furnace as soon as possible. There's no one else but the two of us. What? Are you telling me you planned all this pretty much on your own? Yes. You're derailed. In that case, I must be even more derailed for saying this, but I'll be there. I'll be there as soon as possible, Gabriel. He'll actually beat us there as well. Alright, time for some good old fighting. There he is. Alright, let's do this. Device placed. In a few more seconds, we will have ourselves some bladelings. Oh, I think I have to turn the device on. Really want to hit whatchamacallit. Hopefully this won't hit him. Oh, that's a nice pistol. 83 damage. Yep. He will also be throwing grenades during this fight. Not all of them, though. I don't think that hit him. The problem with friendly fire in this game is that no one forgives you, ever, for doing it. If you attack someone or something and you hit someone else as well, they will forever hate you. Wow, they can be stunned. Interesting. Didn't quite go where I wanted, but that still was a good use of a grenade. Moving back a bit, this way Sabin can throw a grenade if he desires, but he does not desire. Wow, 1 damage from these things. The mayor removes his respirator, clears his throat, and begins his speech. Beloved citizens of Foundry, today we have gathered here to celebrate a great victory. As you all know by now, we've been troubled by vile creatures that terrorized us, especially you, the working people, the backbone of Foundry. We couldn't let it continue. We couldn't let you suffer any longer. We couldn't let those monsters tear down what you've made with your own hands. So the Foundry Guard took action and protected you. Let's hear one big round of applause for our beloved Chief Banner. The crowd cheers. Thank you, sir. Before we begin, I'd just like to take a moment to mention those who died fighting to protect Foundry. Men and women who stared into the eyes of these creatures and bravely fought to allow you, their friends and family, to live another day. Let us never forget them. The crowd cheers. However, the dead are not the only ones worthy of your praise. This young man played an important role in helping the Foundry Guard slay the largest of the beasts, and the one that was responsible for most deaths. Gabriel. The crowd cheers. Would you like to say something, Gabriel? It was an honor working with the Foundry Guard. We crushed those monsters. True words indeed. Thank you, Gabriel. And thank you all for coming here today. Goodbye. The crowd cheers. Holy crap, we did level! I didn't think we would gain enough experience points to do it. Oh, I guess when we killed the creature itself, it must have been worth some experience points, right? Huh. I thought we needed a lot more than we did. All right. Well, I'm super glad it's done. Holy crap. All right. Well, with that done, let's go ahead and level. Again, nothing too fancy in the skill department. Everything goes up 5 points. For feats, we don't gain anything. Specializations, we will take another point in armor sloping. Alright! What did we earn, by the way? Some adrenal glands and some shielded bladeling eyes. Alright, before we do anything else, I think we will go and talk to Leonie. We should have now, I believe, unlocked Foundry's ability to produce the highest quality metal imaginable. I think at this point, when Leonie has an inventory refresh, she'll be selling quality like 150 up to 160 or even maybe slightly higher sheets of metal can show up in her inventory. She will also now be selling Tichrome as a metal. So I'm interested in verifying if I'm telling you guys the truth and purchasing some of that if I am. Welcome again. What can I get you? How do you feel now that the mine has been reopened? A heavy steel plate was lifted on my chest when I heard about it. She smiles. I was really worried. If Foundry fell to an invasion of those things, we'd all have to go back to lower Underrail. And to tell you the truth, we got used to the Foundry Guard keeping us safe from all the outside muck. Really. More precisely, those who survive life in Foundry. They get used to the security. Let me see what you have to offer. I'm proud to tell you that we offer components made from Tichrome alloy again. We're back in business. Yep, I'm telling you the truth. Alright, so now, as you can see, the quality of her components jumped dramatically. We went from about 85 or so showing up as the highest, up to now 148 for our tungsten steel plates. That is amazing. So, let's make a better hammer than what we're currently using with normal... Oh! Well... So here's the problem, quote, quote. I want to see what... Okay. Let's just buy the best that they've got, and we'll also take some blades. Unfortunately for us, this is too high level. We don't have the mechanics to use that tungsten steel plate. And this one is a little lower level than I like, with quality 91. So I think we'll skip out on that. We have other good steel plates though. Okay, so let's take these. Alright, and let's see. What does it take to make... Alright, so, hold on. Let's go back to Core City, where I have supplies there. And everyone, we're probably just going to be doing crafting for the rest of this video. So if there won't be any adventuring, so if you don't care about crafting, feel free to skip the rest of this. Not that you wouldn't anyway. But I'm just letting you know, we're not going to do any more battles. There might be some selling of stuff, etc. But it's just going to be inventory maintenance for the rest of this video. I want to see what type of effects this metal has when I try to make boots out of it, and or when I try to make armor and or a weapon out of it. So if you two are curious, hang around. We're gonna find out together. And I can't think of a reason why we shouldn't at least make another normal sledgehammer right now. And I would like to make better armor than what we're wearing and take advantage of armor sloping now as well. But I have some components over here that we can also use to that effect. We'll be going right back to Foundry as well in order to begin the process of making some super steel. Generally, around this part of the game, I tend to have about 12,000 credits. Yep, we have 13,000. So I will often spend 6,000 on 2 super steel plates. Now, super steel is the one thing in this game that I absolutely 100% save scum 100% of the time. It takes way too long to get 3,000 Charons, to waste them on absolute garbage tier super steel. So, and unfortunately, waiting for super steel is one of the most frustrating things of this game, because the game doesn't go to black and then let time pass. No, you've got to wait till, I think it used to be an hour of real life time for that to cycle, so that this way you can see what plates you purchase. And the game decides, the moment that you purchase them, what the level of the item's going to be. So what this means is that there's a lot. I once spent 14 hours with this game running checking for super steel because I did not get anything that was, I think it was like level, I was looking for something 120 quality or higher, and I didn't get anything that was even over level 100 in 14 checks of purchasing 2 sets of super steel. Stupid. Stupid. So stupid. Alright, and he's recycled his inventory, which is good to see. He's not selling anything I'm really interested in, though. But good to know that he has refreshed his inventory. I'm checking Garcia as well, see if what she's selling. And she is selling some decent padding. I think I'm going to need that for boots. Okay, so let's see what we can make. And very importantly, we will get to see how much armor sloping helps us with this. Okay, let's take a look together, everyone. So, we'll take a look at our, I guess our weapon first. Let's go to, oh, well, if I'm going to make a weapon, I need a sledgehammer handle. Do I have any here? I do. Alright, sledgehammer. So first, if I was just to make a better version of what I'm currently using, what do we gain? We gain 10 points of minimum damage and 15 points of maximum damage for a quality 130 steel plate. That's awesome. And this becomes a level 21 weapon. Wow. Very nice. So that is something I'm tempted to pick up. Using Tichrome, we do 41 through 64 damage. Interesting. So we pick up 3 points of minimum and 4 points, of maximum. But it is 22 action points to swing this hammer. With our lifting belt, that drops it to 17 to swing it. 51 action points to swing the weapon 3 times. If we wear tabby boots, we can actually swing it 3 times. Interesting. Very interesting. I will probably want a Tichrome sledgehammer. Oh, but I didn't want tabby boots. I wanted metal boots. In which case, well, it's still 7, so what would that be? $17 times 2. 16 leftover action points. That would be enough to actually swing a sword. So we could use a electrical hammer and like a electrical or energy blade as like a chain. What's it called? Chain sword for a space marine. Yeah, we could swing a hammer twice and the sword once, for example. Tempting. Very tempting. Let's go to our boots now. So, we need 2 rubber soles. We need some padding. And then we need metal. So we could wear solid metal steel boots for... So, okay. Oh, let's actually not... Well, I should look at the boots first. Just to see what effects they gain. So we gain 6 more mechanical, 8% resistance, some energy resistance with our 130 steel plates, 10% more armor penalty added to our total. We are immune to caltrops. We don't have dirty kick. If I was to take this out and use Tichrome bars, less armor penalty, 6 and 4, we gain some heat resistance. If I was to put the boot spring in, what do we gain? Movement points increased by 32 when not in stealth. Movement speed increased by 33 while not in stealth. Jesus, that is amazing! But we don't have the mechanics for it. Wow! Even if we keep only half of those movement points, that's better than the pig leather tabby boots. Holy crap, that is an amazing amount of movement. I want metal boots. I want them. That is incredible. Wow. Okay. Next, how about a helmet? Oh, it's called like metal helmet, isn't it? Something like that. Yep. Again, we want to be immune to being flashbanged. Okay. So, we could make a better headwear right now with 10% less armor penalty on it. What does Tichrome give us? Less armor penalty. Okay, so Tichrome appears to be lighter than normal steel plates. That's probably why the steel sledgehammer requires less action points to swing it. So we would lose 1% mechanical and 1 damage threshold. We'd gain a little more heat resistance, a little more energy resistance, and we'd recover 13% of our armor penalty. I think I'm going to probably make this this helmet. Unless our armor can be somewhat better. Let's take a look. And this is really dependent upon everything that we've got. So let's see. So, and by that I mean the vest is going to matter, I think, in the weight as well. So if I use this and we add the galvanic vest. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, but that's interesting. Okay. Mechanical 47% and 25. So that's better than what this gives us. 5 heat. We lose a lot of heat resistance. We gain no cold, but we pick up a lot of electricity resistance. The armor penalty is only 44%. That's amazing, but worrisome. Because I wanted Juggernaut, And I also wanted Super Slam. I'm not going to really benefit from those, so we'll need to get the armor penalty to 50%. If I add this blade to it, still not enough. We need something else added to it. So this is what we would need. Holy crap, this is an amazing suit of armor. Your successful melee attacks have a 30% chance to inflict a bleeding wound that deals 33 through 56 mechanical damage over 3 turns. This ignores, however, enemies' armor resistance. That's just straight up bleeding, so we would want something like that. If I was to swap in the regenerative vest, the wearer regenerates 37 health for the cost of 6 energy every turn when below 70% health. Useful. Useful. Although I do think I would want a galvanic vest instead. But we need more mechanics anyway for this. But it's good to know what we're aiming for. And I can tell already that I want even higher ranks of these things. Okay, so these Tychrome bars are not the best that they could be. So I'm going to make something that I plan on replacing anyway. Let's go ahead and make the helmets. So it's slightly better than the helmet we are currently wearing. But we gain back a little bit of armor penalty. What's our armor penalty now? 92%. It's no longer 95. That's for all the good that really matters, so it doesn't matter at all. We can sell the helmet, though. This one to Oscar. And I think we will make a normal sledgehammer at the moment. No matter what, the hammer will be being replaced later on anyway, because weaponsmithing will allow us to have one with a higher crit rate. That boot spring, that is amazing. I really want all those movement points. So this metal can be sold at Foundry. I don't want that one. We should keep a lookout for more, for even better serrated Tychrome blades as well. While we're here, why don't we do some processing plants and extracting humors. I think this one, yeah, that one requires a flat beaker. Okay, everyone. Okay, so we have a tiny bit of armor penalty reduction, 3%. We have a, so realistically, if I'm going with the armor that I think I'm going to go with. Oh, actually, we have to see how much weight the other armors require. But let's say that we're 50% for our chest piece. 50%, 67, 77 will be our total armor penalty. So we'll have some movement points, but not as much as I would have liked. Still, I will be able to use Juggernaut and whatchamacallit with it. Juggernaut and Super Slam. Sorry, and Heavyweight will all be able to be used to help each other out. So that's good. That's good. So those feats will still be useful, but I need to make sure I build a significantly heavy suit of armor. It's a shame in a way. But it's only 6%. That would be all of like 1 or 2 movement points total. So no, we'll be okay. Alright, let's go back to the commons. We could free up 8 or so % if I decide to go with, Actually, Tim, it's only the chest plate that has to be 50%. The rest of the armor, you should try to make it as light as possible. We'll take a look and see what super steel adds to the weight. I think it also is a lightweight armor, if I recall correctly. Metal, sorry. And we'll be stopping by I will be stopping by Foundry almost after every single video to check Leone to see if we can get keep up with the metal, because we want as much high quality metal as we can get. I don't envision actually, now that I know what Tichrome does, I might not be interested in using super steel for everything. But I'll be interested in having at least 2 pieces of it. She is selling quality 1... Wait, did she just cycle again? She did! She just cycled her inventory again, everyone. Wow, while we were busy. Well, let's buy quality 136 Tichrome bars then. We'll buy all of that, and we'll sell her this. And we'll bring all this metal back with us. Well, crap! Now I've got actually a fantastic set of Tichrome bars for a sledgehammer. But I'm going to be honest, I want to wait to make a very powerful thunder hammer until after I have weaponsmithing. So but she'll probably sell even better Tichrome bars. That's too funny. She cycled her inventory while we were busy at Core City. That's amazing. We didn't take an hour, I think, here to do that either. Just 25 minutes or so. Maybe, Tim, you make the armor now, then. You can make 50% armor right now. Make it with the... Oh, the question... The only problem with that... Well, hold on. So, if I'm being honest, Leone will be selling high-quality armor from now on. Every hour, she's going to have stuff that looks very similar to what we just picked up. So it's not like we will have trouble finding high-quality metal from Foundry. So I shouldn't view this as impossible to get. And Leone, it doesn't cost us anything to try to purchase this stuff either. So I think we'll be fine with this. The question, so I should make better items now, is what I'm getting at. Well, then let's make the boots as well. Let's do everything right now. So let's go to our metal armor. And really quick, if I actually, what does tungsten steel do for us? Let's see. We're probably going to at least make the boots. Actually, no, we'll make armor as well. So we're going to go all out, everyone. We're going to go all out. I do wish I had a higher quality galvanic vest or something of the sort, but no one's selling it. So, where am I going next? We're not fighting any coil spiders for some time. So we'll make a regenerated vest version of this stuff and see how well we like that. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay. So with the tungsten steel weighs more, requires higher strength to wear, and gives us a flat armor penalty of 50%. Perfect. That's what I would normally want. Look at that mechanical resistance on that as well. 56% and 34 damage threshold. That is incredible. If I was to add this and this, see, now I have 56 armor penalty. I probably wouldn't want that, but this would take for this will have to wait till near the end of the game for me to create with a 145 mechanics. Okay, well, it doesn't matter anyway. I can't use that tungsten steel plate, but we can use the Tichrome bars we picked up. Only 35% armor penalty. The higher quality of the Tichrome, the less it weighs. Interesting. So I can't use that to make the armor then. That's too funny. I can't use it. It weighs even less thanks to our armor sloping. Or rather, I'm sorry. We can make it, but this armor will not let me utilize some feats I have planned. The armor penalty is too low. Yeah, I'm smiling because in a way this is great because this means we have movement. I think instead we'll make boots out of that. Can I make some armor? I can't make... Okay, you can't use either of those sheets of metal, Tim. So just store them at the moment. Okay, so if you're gonna make boots though, Tim, you're gonna get back all that armor penalty and you're not gonna have any movement. All this means, Tim, is that you'll be making some new armor later in another level or two. And you can't use these. You can't use them because it increases your mechanics too high. You have barely enough to just make this suit of armor. Okay, well, let's make it. So we will lose some mechanical resistance with this armor, actually. 5%. We keep the same damage threshold. We gain 20% more heat resistance and 8 more damage threshold with air. We gain a huge amount of energy resistance. Jesus! We go up to 52% and 25 damage threshold. We gain the ability that we regenerate life when we're low on health. 75 each turn. Yeah, 75. Sorry. 37% health restored for 6 energy every turn while below 70% health. We're not going to be adding, I think, any of this to it. Alright, let's make it. We'll go ahead and store these Tichrome blades. I cannot make the boots. Do we look any different with this armor? We do not. It looks pretty cool in the picture, though. I like the look of that better than this one. All right. Nice. Let's go ahead and... I think we'll go back to Leone, and we're going to make some boots anyway. We can probably find some decent quality boot springs later on in the game. First, though, we should sell this stuff. Actually, we should break down our old hammer. I'm super excited! This is amazing! Yeah, we might actually have some movement points now. And our old armor, we can vendor that. We have some leftover space. I don't think he's selling anything I'm interested in. Decent level blast clock. I think we have better right there in my stash. That's a decent efficiency energy converter. I'm gonna buy. Yeah, we'll buy it. We'll buy that. Oh, something else I should look to make would be a melee weapon now as well, like an offhand. Oh, but we can wait till I get Weaponsmith. I don't really need to do that quite yet. And what is weighing me down? All this stuff. Okay, so we do not need these on me. So I'm going to go back, everyone. We're going to see Leonie and make ourselves some boots. And what's my armor penalty now? Oh, ho, ho! 52%! Interesting. So it'll be close to 60%. So if I enter combat, we have 21 movement points, everyone. We can actually try to catch people now. That feels good. That feels very good. I like that. The alternative to all of this is that I actually take different feats than what I had planned to take. Instead of like Super Slam and Juggernaut, I take different feats instead. I'll have to take a look at my build and see if I can come up with something. But I like the idea of having movement points on Gabriel. We've gone so long without them, relying on sprint to close with everyone. It's going to feel quite different not to have to do that. And after we make the boots with the boot spring, we should probably pick up, I'm going to say, even though we're going to gain more armor penalty, I think we'll still gain more than we'll lose, or if nothing else, we'll maintain the same amount of movement points. Because the boot spring looks like it adds a ton of movement to you. Of course, the bad news about the boots with boot spring is that we lose out on the -1 action point for swinging the hammer. In fact, I'll have to see how much I like that, right? When we start using this, even this combination, I cannot swing the kukri and the sledgehammer twice any longer. Because we're going to replace our tabby boots. Alright, well, we can take either Tichrome plates. We could make a tungsten set, but I think we stick with the Tichrome. So, let's make some metal, let's make some boots. So, boots. I forgot something. We need padding. The padding, I think, was used to make the helmet. There might be padding for sale by one of the merchants here. You might have padding. I don't think Kevin does, but we'll check really quick. Kevin, do you have padding? No. Brian? Darn it. Oh, yes. It'll do. It'll do. We're immune to caltrops, so it doesn't really affect us because we don't throw them. We don't have dirty kicks, so we're not going to benefit from that either. But our movement speed will be greatly increased. 60% armor penalty. Okay. Oh, wow. Yes, we are faster. Wow, we are much faster. Goodbye, old tabby boots. All right, we're looking like the proper Space Marine now. Regenerative Tichrome armor. Shaded solid padding Tichrome helmet. Solid padding Tichrome striders with a steel sledgehammer. And in combat, I have 25 movement points. Alright, that's amazing. Yeah, that's fantastic. I don't feel compelled to make jumping beans now. Alright, everyone. Well, I'm going to stop here. I'm actually going to go into the mines and just kill a bunch of bladelings and try out this new set of armor and what have you, see how much I like it. I will see you guys in the next one, and thank you guys all for watching. Take care, everyone.